In classic tales of science fiction, nervous inventors are left arguing for guardrails to prevent otherwise wondrous inventions from getting dangerously out of hand. In the case of generative artificial intelligence, the risk of machines that learn to think like people sound, at this point, all too real, while the company behind leading model ChatGPT is on the verge of further sidelining its formal concern for humanity in favor of capital. These dueling forces have caused turmoil for years at OpenAI, co-founded and led by Sam Altman. Started as a non-profit in 2015, converted into a capped profit subsidiary controlled by a non-profit board in 2019, the pressure to raise billions of dollars to feed AI's devourous appetite for infrastructure keeps tightening. When the board tasked with protecting humanity tried to fulfill its mission by firing Altman last year, it was clear that the pressure is now too great. Backer Microsoft used its influence to help undo the decision. The schism effectively left OpenAI's governance as little more than lip service. The payoff? A fundraising that would value the firm at $150 billion, even as Chief Technology Officer Mira Murati, among a host of other talent, is decamping. A concession hard to fathom anywhere else in Silicon Valley. The board would be demoted to a minority equity holder if this fundraising succeeds, while OpenAI would be transformed into a for-profit entity. Altman might be in line for a 7% stake, worth almost $11 billion on paper. Modern capitalism adheres to the idea that equity aligns incentives. What's good for the boss is good for investors. Both Altman and OpenAI may soon be very successful indeed. The hitch is that OpenAI long held that dominance could not be its controlling mission. This outcome, though, was probably inevitable. OpenAI operates against fierce competition. Technical evaluations show all the top companies' AI models performing in a tight range, with Altman's firm uniquely ahead for now, but only narrowly. Ultimately, the logic of the firm predominates. Survival is key. Though, put simply, this leaves OpenAI with only the thinnest veneer of security. Unless, of course, all the doomsaying was overblown. The cynical view is that talk of AI's disastrous power was convenient. How better to lure investment and government support? Darker possibility, of course, is that OpenAI's radical pivot is precisely what admonishers feared. One of the few remaining safeguards may be those senior staff defections. Altman and his investors, at any rate, are putting their faith in the science, while brushing aside desperate warnings as mere fiction.